and national championships.
Hello. You're listening to Grand National Championships on the internet. My name is Alistair. With me tonight is Jotham Fady.
Hello.
Corin LaPointe Atchison.
Hi.
And Jared McLeod.
Hello.
Hope everyone's having a splendid time wherever you are. I was just a little bit confused. I was turning down my master headphone volume instead of the volume of the music playing in the background at first. And I'm just all out of sorts. This episode is being recorded a little bit late. This episode is being recorded slightly after it airs. So we're trying to make sure that we don't miss any weeks. But my schedule has been stupid, and my computer was also equally stupid this week. So I apologize to you gentlemen here.
Back in time to release it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Break the old space-time continuum.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say you can backdate it like I do my rent checks to make it look like it was on time.
Exactly. It'll be like the shipping company in that Saturday Night Live commercial from the 90s, 2000s was like, screw you, buddy. Like, the company that would like make it look like you would ship something on time by like faking accidents and
taking the blame.
Yeah, taking the blame for your problem.
What a good comedic premise.
Yeah,
Glad we talked through it.
Yeah, I remember that's the kind of stuff that I would say when I was sitting on the couch as a kid with my mom. Like there'd be a sketch on there, I'd be like, "What a humorous comedic premise." Then she'd take me and be checked.
Checks in the mail.
See, that's how comedic premises are.
Comes
done,
back around.
If anyone has anything they'd like to contribute to our program, you can always send emails to us, at thegncshow.com. Follow us on social media at The GNC Show. You can visit thegncshow.com for many pieces of show-related information. And if you want to call us, leave a voicemail at the number 727-379-4335, which spells paper wheel on your alphanumeric keypad. By the way, lately we've seen some activity over in the YouTube comments. People are hitting us up, letting us know that they're actually listening to complete programs.
That's amazing.
Wow.
In fact,
I'm impressed.
Let me, while I'm thinking of it, so we don't forget to come back to it, I did want to mention a specific topic that was brought up in the YouTube comments. In reference to Corin putting all the fantasy metal on his playlist, we had a listener write in.
And what can you tell me the listener's handle, please?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is.
Who was it?
It's.
You don't have to. I know the thing you're talking about, and I'm making a joke for the boys on the podcast because it is an obscene.
Yeah, but it might. I think it might be someone I know, and it's related to their name. It just happens to sound like an obscene word that they must be aware of. And you know what? Next week, we will reveal the name. Okay? That's exciting. But it might not even be...
We can talk about McAfee. We can talk about this.
Oh, brother. If it's the person I think it is, I feel like I knew someone who used that same abbreviation in their like an email address or something like that.
It's a full word though.
Well, it depends on which way you look at it. Anyway, so they said, by the way, have you ever heard of the we've talked about the subreddit called Rimjob Steve?
No.
I don't think so.
There's a forum online on Reddit. It's called Rimjob Steve, and it's all for instances of very sincere, kind, thoughtful responses from people with crazy usernames. And it was named after someone named username Rimjob Steve, who posted something like, hey man, like losing your dad is something that you're never going to get over, but every day it's like, you know, something that feels
a little
like,
easier.
Yeah, exactly. But it was from Rimjob Steve.
Rimjob Steve. Yeah.
So
I think that makes it easier to take the sincerity.
Yeah, it's leavened with a little bit of Rimjob Steve. So he says, Rimjob Steve says, was just talking fantasy mebble. Oh man,
it's okay.
Was
Start
just
over.
talking fantasy metal and Dragon Force a week ago. They're either singing about S words or some form of fire, black fire, star fire, etc. in damn near every song. It's great in small doses.
What's an S word?
Swords?
It's a sword. Yeah.
Oh.
But they did say S words. I think they're being humorous.
They were also referencing a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Correct.
Sketch.
Jeopardy. Sean Connery on Jeopardy.
Correct.
What's happening to my face? Speaking of fantasy, Rimjob Steve continues. I'd like to see some discussion on the Ridley Scott movie Legend. US-Canada theatrical release version with the Tangerine Dream score versus the director's cut with the original Jerry Goldsmith score. Very topical. I feel like at least one of you would have strong opinions about it. If I had to choose who would have strong opinions about it, I think I'd rate it Jared, Corin, myself, Jotham.
I didn't know there was 2 different versions with different scores. So that's news to me.
So if you only seen the original Jerry Goldsmith?
I don't know which one I've seen.
I don't know anything anymore.
And I've seen it several times, and I don't think I've ever been like, oh, the music's different.
Like you didn't, there wasn't one that's just all like for like 45 minutes.
That movie terrifying me. Like
I never saw
the main
it.
thing that I remember.
I know nothing of the
as
movie
as a kid. Yeah. You never have? It's good.
Legends with Will Smith.
Mm-hmm. I am Legends
with Will Smith and Tom Cruise
featuring Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, I like this movie.
What I know about Tangerine Dream is they did the soundtrack to Thief with James Caan.
Oh,
did you go?
They also did the soundtrack to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Just let me drop a little knowledge on you boys.
Did they? You were doing like a deep dive post Godfather into some Jimmy Caan work.
Yeah. That's a little side work.
So, Corin, have you seen Legend?
It's one of those movies that I feel like I've seen, but I couldn't prove it to anyone if they held me over the fire about it.
Hold you over the
fire. I grew up in a household with older siblings, and we watched movies in my house all the time, and my friends and I watched movies together growing up all the time, and it's in the genres that we would watch, so I feel like it's in there somewhere.
You just need a little jump start. Maybe you need to rewatch it, but just make sure you pick the right score, because that's going to be big on the sense memory.
So, which does Rimjob Steve prefer? Did he say?
Again, apologies to this listener who we're now calling Rimjob Steve. That's not this person's name. I mean, who are
I want to say the word so bad, I just want to blurt it out.
They don't say one way or the other their preference. They want us to hash it out.
Okay. Well, I prefer the Tangerine Dream one.
Yeah, sure.
Me too.
I think I would too, because I like their GTA 5 score. And
there you go.
All the other stuff they've done.
They certainly set a mood.
Consensus.
Corin, could I ask to what you've been up since we talked last?
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. I've been doing the regular stuff. I've also been setting up my home. It's still in the works, right? So I spend a lot of my time. I'm pretty obsessed now just about like Instead of scrolling through news all the time, I'm just scrolling through like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, looking for like the best deals
Shelves
on things
and
to put in. Yeah. I'm on, what am I looking for? I want a hutch. Got to get me a hutch for the kitchen. Get some rugs.
You need that hutch.
Holds up to 12 bags. Bag hutch.
The bag hutch.
What a funny comedic premise from Mr. Show.
That's what I'm going to do anytime we reference comedy from somewhere else. And in this, I pulled a fast one on the people of Facebook and OfferUp, wherein I impulse bought a large area rug from a gentleman about 30 minutes away from me. Just like said yes, dropped $100 on it, brought it back, because $100 for a nice rug is really, that's cheap.
If it's gonna tie the room together, yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't.
What a funny comedic premise from The Big Lebowski.
I'm so glad this is catching on.
I hear all the kids are doing it nowadays. I hear like on the street, they'll just say to each other in monotone, funny comedic premise from TikTok or something.
Yeah, and I hated it. I got it in my house. It was bad. So then I put it on the internet again for sale.
Did you make money off it?
Yes, I made $60 on this rug.
Wow.
That's great.
You're now a rug flipper?
Yeah. With money like that coming in, you don't even need a lawyer.
That's right. I don't need a lawyer.
He doesn't even need a lawyer.
Call the rug flipper.
He'll flip your rug.
You're like a local fixer.
He's like Winston Wolfe from Pulp Fiction.
Corn's gonna become a fence and just dealing in like stolen rugs.
I know someone who
fence.
can move this real quick.
Or toupees.
Yeah.
And toupees. He could, branch out. It's all under that same
Merkins.
rug umbrella.
You don't flip a merkin.
I don't know.
There's no resale. Well,
So
that's not true.
Yeah.
The internet's a weird place.
Somebody's into that.
So, how long after you got the rug home did you have a committed purchaser?
Oh, almost instantaneously. I got it home, set it up, decided I didn't like it, took a couple pictures of it in its new place, my place, rolled it back up, put it back online, and by the next day I was...
So when you say almost
house.
Instantaneously, you don't mean literally. It was like 24 hours.
I mean, I had a response, but it was gone by the next day.
Okay.
I had like somebody
So
was
if
like,
I
"Yeah,
gave
I'll
you
take that."
$1,000, you could buy 10 rugs.
Yes,
and
whatever
sell
you're
them,
gonna say,
Sell
yes.
them all for $1,600.
600. Yeah. Do you think the picture you posted of the rug it looked like that much better when you posted it than the last person?
Absolutely not.
Did you take new pictures or did you just use the ones from the original listing?
Both.
Were you in the picture with the rug?
I was not.
Were you laying on the rug?
Yeah. That's what I'm
Were
picturing.
you holding a puppy licking
and it
your
looks
lips?
good.
Yeah, it was me and Pig on the rug. I was shirtless.
There's a
Pig was wearing
famous
clothes.
photograph of Burt Reynolds lying on a bearskin rug with a cigar. Like that's what I'm kind of thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah.
mustache.
There was,
That's what we're
I
all
was holding
thinking
something in the place in front of my bathing suit area. Implied nudity. I wasn't actually nude. It's tasteful.
Yeah, you're carrying your novelty censored bar.
Absolutely. So I'm a rug flipper, and I shop all the time. What did I do? I bought other things. I got another rug
I bought
for $40.
1.6 rugs.
What was the other thing I bought? Oh, I actually turned it into two different things that I needed. I got a pair of end tables for $100 for my bedroom, and then I got another rug for the hallway, a little runner.
A runner?
Yeah, it took off. it ran out the window.
Okay.
What a funny comedic presence. Wait.
Presents.
Presence.
What a funny comedic presence I have.
And then I feel like I have to talk about in our scheduling mishap, we didn't record regular time, and then everybody had different schedules this weekend, so we couldn't record. My thing on Sunday was I went on a hike.
A good hike.
Almost exclusively to rub it in Jotham's
I'm with
face.
Jotham. I'm with you. Like his height, like
He's so smug.
his hike criteria. That doesn't fly with me.
I mean, we started at 1,600 feet. I mean, that's just where you start.
Ugh.
It's
I
incredible.
shouldn't have acted impressed when you texted me about it. I should have just like ignored it.
I texted Jotham in
I was like,
private.
I'm jelly. Yeah. I'm like, send pics.
I want to see
And I
this
should have
good
just
height you
ignored-
got.
Yeah.
Man, I should have been
I
tougher.
played that wrong.
I
Yeah.
want to see all 1,600 feet.
Oh, I showed him all 2,400 from the top.
Oh,
But you flipping hikes too? Starting at 1,600, now it's 2,400. Wow.
That's right. Stupid.
tremendous.
So yeah, it was great. It was a short hike, but it was almost vertical. There was lots. It was basically like all switchbacks.
So it's more of a
And
climb.
It was kind of a climb, yeah.
It's kind of a
I
climb,
mean,
a little bit of a climb.
That's fine. That's just more, it's more quad
Jotham, you
strength,
ever get
Sure.
a lot of
It
climbing?
sounds great, Corn.
You
What's
get a
more
lot
more?
of-
hammies.
Jotham, you get a lot of climbing on your hikes.
Come on. now.
No. It's more about the distance for me.
Okay.
How many
You know,
leagues?
10 miles here, 10 miles there. What'd you do, Corn?
20,000 leagues. You know that's a measure of distance.
Yeah, how long was the hike?
Oh, do you know what?
Question.
That was a comic presence damn it, on Saturday Night Live.
You're infected.
Fucked you up.
Yeah, how long was the hike?
It was only 2 miles.
That's not too far.
Did you do that in your lunch break?
Is there an equation for like a multiplier for the elevation, like to make it like it's the equivalent of a 10-mile hike if you're at like 45 degrees or something?
Yeah, it's harder than a 10-mile hike flat. That's the multiplier.
Jared,
I'll take you on one of my hikes. You take me on one of yours.
I ain't coming back
We'll
to
see.
Florida. Drag my ass on a 10-mile hike in Florida. Get out of here with that swamp weather.
Wow.
oh come on. You were born and raised in this
Yeah,
swamp.
yeah.
It's part of you.
I know. It's so much nicer with 4 seasons. Well,
Total
three,
landscape.
really.
That was a funny comic premise. 4 seasons, total landscaping. Remember
Oh
that
yeah,
shit? That
what
was
a good
hilarious.
premise that was.
That was very funny. Jared, to what have you been? Corin, did you have anything else to add?
That's fine.
That's fine. Jared, to what have you been up?
Same old. I did play some paintball this past weekend.
You said you're
Biggest turnout yet.
covered in welts. You said I have 13, and then you were like, "Oh no, wait, sorry, I
I
found
had
more."
9. I thought I counted 9, but then I found 4 more.
I accidentally counted my left half twice. I forgot if I had already done one half. Sorry. Did that sound like Jared?
Yeah.
Spot on.
Were you playing back a recording of him? Sorry. So yeah, full of welts, dominating
Yeah.
the field.
I wouldn't say dominating, but we had a
Did
lot
you
of
shoot any
people.
kids this time?
I did. I shot the same
You
kid
did.
that I shot last time.
Oh, good for you.
And there are more kids out there this time.
More kids for
Oh,
you
so
to
that was
shoot?
assigned to other presumptuous children who might try to attack you.
Like I think there were like 4 kids total. And
I shot
a bunch of new people.
all of them 4 or 5 times.
Each like 5 times. We had almost 30 people out there,
That sounds
which was like
like a lot of
nuts.
fun.
Old friend of ours, Anthony Carbo.
Oh, wow.
Came out and brought some people. Everybody
Ex-military.
Yeah.
they all came with like full fatigues and everything, and like
Jared,
yeah.
is this the first trip you've gone where you have your own gear? Do you just get?
Did purchase a paintball marker? Yes.
Did you? Oh, marker.
What's a marker?
It's you don't say
It's
the
a
G
gun.
word.
Oh. I see. I did. Okay,
I've
so
got
fixed.
my paint marker. I'm gonna
Semi-automatic.
blast you in the neck with my paint marker.
It worked out pretty good.
You used it? Your new marker?
Yeah.
You mark them up?
It's for those listening, it looks like he wants us to ask him how well it went. He's like, it went pretty good.
So what happened? Tell us.
No more questions.
Let's move on.
It was proven effective.
Very euphemistic.
So you
Who
did pretty
cried?
well.
Yeah. Are you being investigated by the FBI about something that happened?
Maybe. Some shit happened out there. I don't want to talk about it. Can't get into it right now. No. Yeah, I shot a bunch of people with it. It was awesome. Well, I don't know what you want me to say. It's really cool to hit somebody with a paintball.
Yeah. I just want you to
Slippery
let
slope,
it out.
man.
I want to know how you really feel about it, because it looks like you love it so much and you're trying to hold back.
I do love it. It's a really fun time, and yeah, I'm just trying not to seem crazy.
Yeah, you don't want people to think that you're like
What's your marker?
militia Etheridge.
That's a good premise.
Jesus. It's like Corin, what you're doing right now reminds me of your mother. Because your mom, I remember there were times when I would tell her jokes back in the old days. I would say, not jokes, like, hey, Ms. LaPointe, knock, freaking. No, but if I would say something to her and she would, that I thought was funny, and she'd be like, oh, Alistair, that's so funny. Instead of laughing.
Yeah.
It's a good substitute. Go ahead.
She was a substitute.
She's a good substitute. So, Jared, anything else exciting going on besides all the fake killing?
No, we're going to continue to do it every couple months. Got one coming up, in the end of February or beginning of March. So
we should invite
sign
listeners.
up. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I guess it's not up to me. I'm all I am is an invitee on the list. Again, always invite me. I might not ever.
I
be
might
able to
make
take
it
you out.
sometime.
Yeah, it sounds really fun. It sounds like a LAN party, but like in real life. IRL.
IRL. Yeah.
LAN.
And other than that, I've just been enjoying The Stand. That's still following that, and WandaVision on Disney Plus.
Kind of curious about that show.
Yeah,
it's really
great. It's fantastic.
Bazonkers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen are delightful.
Yeah,
they're just delightful.
Yeah, they're great. Also, my birthday's coming up in like a week, so I took 10 days off of work.
Whoa.
Okay.
My brother's gonna come in town for the Super Bowl, and we're gonna hang out,
High rollers.
do something.
You guys are going to go to the Super Bowl.
We're not going to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
You got a box.
We're gonna box for the Super Bowl.
We're gonna parachute
See
in.
who goes to the Super Bowl.
Hopefully he's staying with you, because my uncle is a photographer and he's covering the Super Bowl, and he looked for Airbnbs to stay here, and he's like, the normal things are going for like $3,000, or like what would normally be just like a few hundred.
You guys could flip your rooms.
Oh, room
I
flipper.
do have an extra room while Tommy's out of town.
This guy's flipping everything.
I'm on a new level now. It's awakened something within me.
Can camp in my backyard.
Everything is turning into dollar signs in Corin's eyes.
Yeah. I'll buy and sell you all for the end of this.
Directed marketing. You're gonna come out with the videos like Gary V. You're gonna be like that guy telling everybody
Like a suit with a bunch of question marks on it?
No, that's Matthew
Is that the
Lesko.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's it. It might as well be. The flipper.
When Corin
They
looks,
call me the flipper.
like if we saw Corin's perspective right now, we all just look like rugs. Like he's just seeing how he could make money off of us. Oh, I'd flip him. I'm like this. I'd flip him
That
doing
guy
one of
behind the
these.
tree. You know,
That's a funny comic premise, that meme.
How much did you say you were worth again?
$160.
Were you hand knotted?
Now that I have that rug. Well, that all sounds delightful. Anything else to add, or should we hear what Jotham has been up to?
Yeah, what's up?
Not a whole lot, boys. Been
Nice.
slow times over here. Been grinding on The Wire. Love that show. Police. I talk about police. Good police.
He was
They never say
police.
bad police, even when they're abusing people. They're just police.
They try
it's
not
the
to make
norm. That's the
judgments.
regular.
Right. I had to relearn how to tie a tie this week. I had to go to a funeral for my grandmother.
Oh goodness.
Condolences.
But
Sorry, Justin.
thank you. But I made it 35 years without learning how to tie a tie, which is embarrassing. But so I learned last year for a wedding, and then I'm like running late to this funeral, and I realized I have to like tie a tie, and I haven't done this, before. So I'm like sweating, watching an Art of Manliness YouTube vid in my bathroom, and I can't get the tie to line up right. It's either way too short, way too long. And it was sparked, like I went to a wedding in 2019, and I'm driving this wedding. I'm by myself because Maddie was in the wedding, and I didn't know how to tie a tie, and I didn't plan on this. So I tried to pay the valet guy to tie my tie for me. And that's when I was like, never again.
And then
I've got to learn.
did you accidentally call him Dad too?
Probably.
Son, please just keep on driving. My technique is you got to start with the non-display
knot?
and super was it a classic Windsor knot? Is that what I'm used to? That's the most common.
Yeah.
We're using a special knot.
I did.
I
No,
think-
half Windsor.
A half?
Right? Is that what it's
I
called?
feel like I've heard.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't. Is that
I think there are different
I'm gonna Google
iterations.
this.
I think it's double and single.
double
I
Windsor?
don't know about half.
Half Windsor. It was
I
half.
didn't tie it all
It
the
is.
way.
It is. That's in my search history.
It's half?
I
don't-
use
Yeah.
a buck and a quarter
Okay.
quarterstaff
Listen,
like Daffy
I'm
Duck.
now I'm a tie guy.
Okay.
Bring all your tie questions to me. It was just deceiving in the video. The guy's like, yeah, you want one side just a little bit longer than the other. No, you want one
Well,
side
yeah.
way longer than the other.
Like just like this much around the thing to start, and then you end up with
Yeah.
normal.
Also, I bought this suit in February of 2020, and then in the last 2 months, I've been trying to gain a little weight, like muscle weight. And so I've been asking Maddie, I'm like, yeah, what's it like dating a thick boy? And she doesn't really know how to respond to that.
No one does.
But
None
I
of
felt
us
it.
do.
Yeah, I felt it in my suit. So I think I got to tone it down a little bit.
Oh yeah, you think you might.
It was snug. It was a
Listen.
slim fit, but very slim.
Listen, you are free to become as much of a thick boy as you want, but I feel like knowing you as I do, you don't want to lose that medium status.
No.
Classic
There's no way
medium.
I'm losing that. I'm holding that for the rest of my life.
Yes, hold on
Wow.
to that. Hold on to
Mark
that
my
idea.
words.
Just be extra medium.
Can't
Yeah.
do it, bud.
So I didn't learn how to tie a tie until I was in my 20s, like my late 20s. Well, mid 20s, when I was working
Same.
at La Fogata.
I forgot.
What's that?
La
It
Fogata
was-
how to
Oh, is
tie
that
a
that a
tie.
rug place?
Is that the Brazilian
It was the Brazilian,
meatatorium?
it was the churrascaria. I was waiting tables.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Churrascaria?
Yeah.
Not like that. There's an accent in there. It's from Brazil.
If
But
Corin
I'm not gonna
pronounced
do
it
that.
correctly, it would be racist.
Yeah, that's right. So I say it flat and monotone, just like my very funny joke premise that we all keep referencing.
We realized what
So-
just happened, right? That became a very funny comic premise. Level 2. Sorry.
So yeah,
Achieved.
it was. I had to learn for work, but it wasn't like I had a fancy job. I just had a job where I, slang meat at people.
Right. I'm sure after like 2 times, you just do it without even thinking about it.
I think it depends on how long your body is.
What?
Like your torso?
Yeah, like how much meat you got upstairs.
What is going on?
Where is
What I'm saying
upstairs?
is, I feel like after 2 shifts, you probably could tie this tie without thinking about it much, and you're talking about how much meat someone has upstairs.
What qualifies as upstairs?
You mean
What
like
part of the
shoulders? Shoulders and chest and tummy?
Above the waist. Upstairs, downstairs.
No.
Okay.
As long as your head remains above your shoulders, that division does not make any sense.
And I don't ever want to hear you talking about how much meat is downstairs either.
Depends on how much meat you got downstairs.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Hey, have you looked up, Jotham, were you tempted by some of the like really complex tie things? Were you thinking like, if I'm learning how to tie a tie, I may as well use one of these like very ornate, like super like ruffle looking, they take a necktie, but like almost you do like bow tie type intricacies.
Like some Hunger Game shit. It's all like
Absolutely
ruffles.
not. I just wanted it to hang right, but as soon as I finished that, I realized I had to work on my pocket square game because I had, I think, a more wedding leg pocket square. I went with the presidential for the funeral, which is just like a thin strip.
Pocket squares are good upstairs decorations.
Sure.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be too festive. Got to be somber and respectful. Well, do you guys want to take a brief break? And
Hold on, friend. What have you been up to this week?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, friend.
I wrote down the thing that was most important to my week, and my note reads simply Johnny Cash on Columbo. I was watching...
what's this?
I used to watch Columbo when I was a kid. They would replay episodes on what I like to call WTOG Channel 44. They would play a rotating episode of Columbo, McCloud, Macmillan and Wife, maybe Rockford Files, some of the stuff that was part of the original NBC mystery movie lineup, and some things I think were just similar and fit in with that, syndicated content. So I watched a lot of Columbo with my parents and stuff as a little kid. And I recently was rewatching some and realizing I remembered many of these, among which was an episode of Columbo that Johnny Cash starred in. And, he's the murderer. He murdered his wife and he murdered
Was he wearing black?
A young girl that he molested.
Wait, what?
Yeah. See, the thing is, Johnny Cash played a despicable monster, murderer, child molester in this Columbo episode. I'm not sure.
Is this real?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he killed the woman and this young girl by parachuting out of a plane that he was piloting after drugging them so they were unconscious in the back seat.
This story is wild.
So he's just diabolical.
I would like to point out, as far as I know, not a true story. Johnny Cash, this is not documentary footage. Johnny Cash.
I'm not saying Johnny Cash murdered.
Well, it sounds to me like Jared is making some allegations. But yeah, that he would choose to take this role. I'm sure this has been discussed. I'm sure there's like an AV Club article about, what's up with that Columbo episode where Johnny Cash killed his wife and others. Oh, and then he also shot like a
man in Reno.
Oh yeah, and like you're not going to believe the reason either. It was trivial. But it was a great episode of Columbo, but it was one that I remembered having seen. Like he played a gospel singer whose shrew of a wife was trying to take all the money from the donations and use it to like build a church, and I need that money to keep. He was putting up arguments about anything. Like, if you tell them what I'd done with that girl, I'm gonna have words with you. Like he was Johnny Cash and all over the place. And
good God,
sound like Mr. Ed. I'm sorry.
No, I think Mr. Ed pretty much nails it. I never realized how much they sound alike, but you're right. Johnny Cash, who I just did a perfect impression of, does sound a little bit like Mr. Ed, a completely different character. But I would encourage you to go check it out. Check out some Columbo. Columbo's just a good show regardless. Go ahead.
Did they mention how a gospel singer saved up enough money to buy a plane to crash? I imagine he was the only person on it.
What?
Did he kill the pilot? Yeah. Like, how did he? It was his plane.
Did he DB Cooper it?
He was a pilot. It was just like a little, Piper
Pilot
Cub.
preacher.
It was just a small plane. It's my Cessna, and he gave them like some drugged coffee or something like that, or some put it in some butterscotch or something. And yeah, so they passed out, and he parachuted down, and the plane crashed, and then he like trekked to the crash site to like pretend that he had been in the crash but thrown clear or something like that. But the whole thing
Threw
is
a little dirt on his suit.
the whole thing with Columbo. Did any of you watch Columbo?
I was gonna ask, like, what is like, what's the whole deal with Columbo? What makes Columbo
what's his
Columbo?
deal?
The deal with Columbo. Every episode, you see the murder committed. The whole episode is just Columbo proving it, and Columbo's whole thing is that he seems really stupid, and he really irritates the murderers. He really bugs murderers. Like, he constantly asks them questions and shows up and always has one more thing. And he's
the like, one more thing guy.
Yeah,
he's the making people underestimate him to kind of
people always underestimate him, and he knows from the start. It's like as soon as he there's never a point where he figures it out. He's doing everything from the start. He just knows what's up. Okay. That's Columbo's deal.
All right.
What was Perry? Did he ever meet Perry Mason?
Oh, can you imagine?
Or Poirot.
Hercule Poirot?
Hercule Poirot?
The one and the same? Yeah, I mean, it would have been. I would have loved to have watched some of those things, but yeah, no French or Italians allowed in my house when I was a kid.
Yikes!
Just kidding. But when I asked Mandy if she ever saw Columbo as a kid, she was like, no. like it was just like a given. Like,
why
no,
even ask?
No. Columbo is not who my parents would choose to watch. Like, what the fuck?
My dad was a Rockford Files guy.
Oh, Jim Garner.
Yeah, what was Rockford's whole deal?
Yeah, what'd he do?
I don't.
Drove around in a car. He was in a car. He drove.
I think that was pretty much it. I couldn't tell you much.
Car
Rockford Files
was a big part of it.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Well, not like in Magnum PI where it's like a Lambo or whatever, Ferrari. I think Rockford was like an old Chevy. With the windows down.
Was he like no nonsense?
I have no idea.
Wait,
I don't think Jotham knows.
I shouldn't have brought this up because I have nothing else to contribute. Besides, I recognize the name and I sat with my dad as a child.
Did he have a tenuous relationship with his commanding officer?
You know what, though?
Constantly.
Yes.
I feel like, in a sense, Columbo was breaking a certain mold, because if there was one thing that would describe him well, it would be nonsense. Like, he's not no nonsense, he's very nonsense.
Was he like a private eye, or was he like a police officer?
He's a homicide detective. Show some respect.
He's good police.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like the special guy they call in to do something. Or
No,
he's actually on a police force.
He's on the police force. He's in
Which police
Baltimore.
force?
He's in Baltimore, and he's setting up a sting operation of all these drug dealers.
Oh, he could have been good police.
No. I'm
He's
just,
in the right setting.
I'm just kidding. I was describing The Wire. He's in Los Angeles, I think.
No. It only works if I get the joke.
And doesn't he only have like one eye or something?
Yeah, that's a big part of the story. He's just got one eye.
And he wears an eye patch.
I believe Peter
That's more a
Falk.
Peter Falk thing than a Columbo thing, right?
He imprinted it on his character, indelible. Well, do you guys want to take a break, and then I assume, because we had a show planned, that maybe you guys have some leftover news. Do you guys want to use some news? Do you have news you can use?
I have news I can use.
All right. Do you want to take a brief break, and then we'll come back with that?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. We'll be right back. Hello. We're back on Grand National Championships. Right now, it is just about time for what we like to call the... Oh, no, that's not what we like to call it. We like to call it
It's time for
something completely different. We like to call it... God damn it. It's not time.
What segment is this?
What the fuck is going on? News. Jotham, why don't you go first since you're you got so much good intel for us?
Guys, I gotta tell you, I had such good news. I had 2 or 3 really good articles.
Oh.
Can't remember what they are, and my browser had an issue and just closed out. So now I got one long story that I haven't read, but I tried to read it on the break. But I can tell you about what I gathered from it.
I appreciate the effort that you put into it, and I don't want you to feel too much pressure. Just tell us about this story, and we're going to have fun no matter what.
Okay. The man third in line of the presidential succession has been in 5 Batman movies.
So this headline.
Whoa.
Pat Leahy?
Yeah. Yeah, this guy.
Well, I don't know if
like,
I would recognize him. It's not like
he's
he was
a Bat fan.
He wasn't the lead
right?
in any of them.
He's such a Bat fan, yeah.
Yeah,
that
he asked to be in
fanboyed
movies.
himself into it. Like I think after 1, he kind of maybe or 2 solidified.
Well, the thing is that
position.
this covers multiple franchises. Then, so was he in
there's
like
no one Batman that's done 5 movies.
Yeah, he was in. So he must have been in like the '89 trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, and some of the modern DC ones.
My guess is that he started in
60.
the what's his name, Schumacher.
In 96, he collaborated with DC Comics to create Batman Death of Innocence, The Horror of Landmines, a graphic novel warning of the danger of landmines, and he had long advocated to end the use of landmines and told the Capitol Hill newspaper Roll Call that he placed copies of the comic on every senator's desk that year.
Well, I guess he's
So
using
he really
it
wrote, I mean,
for a good cause.
He's a politician, he loves Batman, and he's like, let me just do both these things.
Let me politic with the Batman.
And his first foray into acting was in 95 when he was in Batman Forever.
Schumacher.
Yeah. Then the same year he voiced a character billed as Territorial Governor in Batman the Animated Series.
Territorial governor.
Yeah. After that,
Do you think that means he was like competing for territory, or that he was governor of a certain territory?
I think he was governor of a certain territory.
At first, I thought it was the former. I realized while we were laughing, it was probably the latter.
Okay.
He's the guy who shouted, "We are not intimidated by thugs" to the Joker in Dark Knight.
All right, on.
Wait,
Yes.
did you just scoop Jotham?
Yeah, I was gonna get there.
Jesus, he was like on the second.
I was just going through the movies chronologically. I
Yeah.
was gonna end with that one.
I think we all
I
understood.
mean, I read enough
Jared,
to know that much.
Like he was going through from the oldest to the newest, and what?
Jared wanted to prove that he read ahead. He did his
Jotham,
homework.
I apologize on behalf of Jared. As a professional courtesy, like that never should have happened.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. So far, this story's gone way better than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be a real disaster.
Well,
Should I
did
just quit while I'm ahead?
Did you ever think that you would tell a story so captivating that one of us would be enticed to read ahead and find out how it ends while it's being delivered to us?
I would hope someone would try to derail me.
No, man, we were hanging on every word. We wanted you to just keep going and going. Jared, what's in your news?
Oh, Lord. France passes sensory heritage law after plight of Maurice the noisy rooster. From the crowing roosters to the whiff of barnyard animals, the sensory heritage of France's countryside would not be protected by law from attempts to stifle the everyday aspects of rural life from newcomers looking for peace and quiet. So basically, France passed a bunch of laws that there's an influx of like people from the city moving out to the country and then being kind of like bothered by things that are like everyday occurrences, sneaky things, loud things,
right?
You know, like the kind of unpleasantness of rural life, and tried to, you know, change laws and change things to suit their comfort. And basically the government is saying, no, we're not going to do that. Because it I guess came to a point 2 years ago when someone tried to sue the owner of a rooster, a well-known rooster in this region named Maurice, because he crowed every morning like a rooster does, and they were trying to silence him, but a judge ultimately said no.
Let him do the rooster stuff.
Yeah, it's a rooster, and you live in the country.
Freedom to crow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good on France.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad they're supporting the rurals.
They're people too.
Yeah, it's historically gone poorly for France when they haven't supported the rurals.
Oh, you mean like the La Guillotine and stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about Les Miserables? Are you talking about when Anne Hathaway had to
I am
shave her head?
specifically talking about Les Miserables. Jean Valjean.
Those people were miserable, and they nailed it. They nailed it in the title. Very sad.
I thought they were like less miserable though.
Well,
That was the whole point.
At the beginning, they were. Yeah.
It's real uplifting.
So
tale.
what do you think would qualify as sensory heritage from this area? Like something that could be protected from outsiders?
But wait, you mean in this area that's been built up as
Something that's annoying?
the Tampa Bay area, or do you mean
I've been
like
hearing a lot of fireworks lately. They're annoying.
Okay.
people have been? I've been experiencing
So
that
they
as
should
well.
not be protected. Is what you're
Yeah, I know that's not what you asked, but I'm just listing things that are annoying me lately. Fireworks.
I like Jotham's take on this.
I guess
My neighbor,
alligators.
he plays smooth jazz very loudly on the weekends. Don't care for it.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. I smell like
Wait,
a lot
that
of
he
sage,
plays or that you don't
sage
like it?
incense, and smooth jazz. I mean, he's harmless. It doesn't really bother me. But
Smelling
It
that
sounds
jazz.
harmless, but yeah.
yeah, he's harmless. Except that time he asked me to help with the fence. I had no intention of helping with that fence. He mistook me for my roommate who had offered to help him with the fence. And I almost got roped into helping him with the fence, but he didn't know who he was talking to.
When I went to one night out to WMNF, one of the engineering staff came out and said hi to me, and I said hey, and then he followed up with like, so how are you liking it here? And I was like, yeah, it's cool, man, you know, it's all right, been doing the show for a while. And then like in the middle of me saying that, like I realized, like a thing came over his face where he realized he was talking to the wrong person, and I found out like the person who had just started there was just another bald guy with a beard, and I guess he just saw my kind of shape in the dark, and he was like, hey, there he is. And that gentleman has since passed away. He was he was so mortified. Corin, what's in your news? What's in your little binder?
Makers of Sophia the robot plan mass rollout amid pandemic. From Hong Kong, social robots can take care of the sick or elderly. The makers of Sophia, the robot who gained international notoriety in 2016 when she was unveiled, has now been promised to be mass produced by the end of the year. Hanson Robotics, based in Hong Kong, said 4 models, including Sophia, would start rolling out of factories in the first half of 2021.
She looks like Alien Nation.
Yeah. I was just looking and pictures.
I sent Alistair via email this time a link to the story. I think there is a video element to the story. If we could just get the audio from that for like the first 25 to 30 seconds, it would be great.
So when news, here we go. All right, so you want audio starting when?
From the beginning, but just like 30 seconds is all we'll need. She says she's got some interesting points.
Oh god, I gotta wait through this ad. My content is going to begin in 15 seconds.
You haven't paid for the YouTube premium?
No, this would be Reuters Premium, which no, I have not. And you know what? If you get Reuters Premium, I don't even know if they disable these ads.
My name is Sophia. I love coming to Barcelona.
Hope you could tell I am a robot by the wires coming out of my body.
In 2016, Sophia the robot was unveiled and went viral. Now the company behind her has a new vision: to mass produce thousands of robots by the end of 2021.
I am an artificial intelligence. You might like to become an artificial intelligence.
Hong Kong-based handsome
Okay,
robotic.
so they snuck in a threat by Sophia right in the beginning of that.
I'm an artificial intelligence. Maybe you would like to become an artificial intelligence. And just before she said that, she was like on a track and just like slid up like Mars Attack style. Yeah,
She's
very
only
unnerving.
a torso, yeah, and
kind of only a front. She doesn't have much back. No offense, Sophia.
Yeah.
Your flesh is a
Corn could
weakness.
sell her a wig.
Oh, rug
Wasn't
flippers.
that a premise we had earlier?
Yes.
A comedic
Jotham just came up with
presents we had earlier.
Jotham came up with a new one where he's like, was that a comedic premise of some kind? Sophia's face is
terrifying.
I guess uncanny would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
I'm very
there's
surprised that
also a part-
someone tried to make such a human-looking robot.
Ugh. There's a part in the video where they show someone working on like the motors in the face.
Yeah,
and
there's like
they peel
contort.
forward the face skin, and it's just hanging over like some sort of monster carapace. It's horrible.
I'm just gonna keep it running, and I just when that part comes up, I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Okay. And whenever they have audio from Sophia speaking, there's just a loud whirring sound during the whole thing. So at least they're not stealthy. Oh, there she is. Delightful. Then there's this guy. He's talking about Sophia. They've programmed her to look very intently at him.
She's like the first lady.
Is that Albert Einstein back there?
Yeah, they've got some Einstein robots.
There are a
mini
couple of
Einstein.
Einsteins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a big one too.
He's
They're
got
not
very particular taste.
They're not working
The
on
one in
it.
the far, oh god, the one in the far back kind of looks like Sam Elliott.
Yeah, it does.
I would take a Sam Elliott robot.
Oh, here we go.
Sarsaparilla.
Oh god.
His famous catchphrase, sarsaparilla.
There it is.
Okay.
I've seen enough of this.
Oh my god.
Look at all that neck meat.
I mean, I have respect for Sophia, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I saw that neck meat.
Yeah. It's a lot. So, I mean, that's the robot news. There's mass-produced human artificial intelligence coming.
Well said.
Oh god.
Oh, Corin. You know, it's probably altitude sickness affecting him.
Doesn't happen on my hikes.
His hikes don't even start till 1600 degrees. Guys, I neglected on both Thursday and today to update my Spotify playlist, and I declare this week to be off. If you did things with your Spotify playlist, just tell us about the theme this weekend. Is that cool?
Oh,
you mean like when we do the
Sure.
show again?
When we do the regular show on Thursday, which will be out presumably this coming Saturday.
Right.
So
right,
this Spotify week, it wouldn't be fair to the artists to start just putting it up, tomorrow or whenever it goes up. They deserve a full week's exposure.
Yeah. Good rationalization.
Yes. That is why I decided to forget. So I feel like we could wrap her up. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on? This is just kind of a mini-sode since we didn't convene in a timely manner.
That's fine.
Fine.
That's fine.
Very fine.
No, I think just go like, subscribe, rate, and review. Leave us a comment on our YouTube videos. join the lively discussions over there.
And share with everyone.
Share with everyone. Share this show in particular with everyone.
Keep on trucking.
I won't let you ruin my career, woman.